I'm Jennifer Hasser with Kendore Learning, and this is Malika Meidinger, and we are going to be talking to you about some additional activities. Now we're going to use the magic mat that has colors on it, and we need to get the kids familiar with colors, and then also it can help us with our instructions for adjectives and placement of the same exact animals. So we're trying to work smarter, not harder, so we're using our same exact manipulatives. And it doesn't matter what manipulatives you're using, you just want to use the same ones, and you can do 3 or 4 activities in a row. So now I'm going to tell Malika what to do as far as placement with these. So let's take our tiger, and we're going to put it in the center box, and we're going to have the tiger facing to the left. Now, little kids really have a hard time with their left and their right. So you can say, if you're in your classroom and you're like facing towards the dry erase board, or towards Bobby or whoever's in that direction to get them started, you can say they're left and keep repeating that. So it faces left, which is where our dry erase board is, or so that you're constantly giving them reinforcement for language terms that they need to learn. Now we're going to take our hippopotamus and we're going to put him in the box that is the same color as the hippopotamus. Now, the kids could ask questions like saying, which way is he facing? Is he going straight up or down? Is he diagonal? You know, I could say, I don't really care. It does not matter, but they're going to want to be as correct as possible. They really love when they turn it around and see whether they've done it well or not. And because they want to please you and they want to do it right, they really listen for the instructions and they want clarification. So let's just put this hippopotamus is just facing the top of the paper. So he's looking towards the top of the paper. If they know the term north, you can say facing north. Just depends on what language terms
that they know. Is it in the center?
It is in the center, because that's true. It could be to the left or to the right, but this time it is absolutely to the center. As the kids can start to imitate what you're saying, then you can start to get more complex, and the kids will start to get more complex as they learn the skills to become the leader. That's why it's called Follow the Leader. Eventually, you hope that you are not doing this instruction at all, that the kids are doing it, and you're just providing them some guidance along the way, like, did you tell them which way it's facing? If the kids aren't asking. But typically, they will start asking those questions, because you really want this to be a really cognitive activity where you're not participating in it. They're really asking everything they need to know. Okay, so let's take our cricket, and our cricket is going to go in the top left box. Right, so I didn't even say what color it was. And so we have the top left box, and it is facing to the left.
In the center?
In the center.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, now we have our fly. Our fly is going to go to the right side of the white box, and its head is facing towards the top of the page. Okay. Our centipede is going to be in the same box as our tiger, below the tiger, but in the same box. Okay. Our rhinoceros is going to go into the lower left-hand corner, which also happens to be the yellow box. And we want to put him diagonally to where his horn is going to the bottom corner of the page. And he's in the center, but his horn is facing the bottom left corner of the page. Okay? So now what I would do is I'm done, and depending on the age of my students, I can make it more complex or less complex. And then we turn it around for the big reveal, and we want to see, do we have a match? And we have some issues. Okay, so our hippopotamus is where it's supposed to be, our rhinoceros, our cricket. Now I said that the centipede needs to be below the tiger. Now, is it below the tiger? Absolutely, that totally counts, and kids will do that. So if I said it's below, I would say, okay, I'll allow that. If my words were not clear, because it could be underneath, it could be below, I could have said it's on top of, but then I would need to clarify, and the kids will learn that they need to ask additional questions. Okay, so I said to the left of the box, or to the right of the box, pardon me, and she put it outside, and that's actually totally fine. It depends on the language.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're trying to show you, like, a lot of these kids are thinking outside the box.
Hey.
So they're thinking, oh, okay, well, that's that, and not inside the mat. And so it's really great, because then you'll see how clear you're being. Sometimes comprehension is really just, we're not using the same language. And we think we're using the same language. And I know adults I talk to where I feel like we should have understood each other, but in the end we find out our understanding was completely different. So this is a really great activity for them to be able to communicate their ideas to you. And so if they can do this orally, eventually they'll be able to do it in writing. And if you do this with pre-Kers, it's just a basic introductory language. But if you do this with 5th graders, you'd be surprised at how many kids cannot use their words appropriately. If you do this with 11th graders, you'd be surprised how many kids cannot use their words appropriately. And I train teachers, and sometimes I see the same exact thing, is that you have in your mind what you want to project, and you don't realize that sometimes you're not as clear as you think you are. And doing this over the last like 15, 20 years has made me realize sometimes I am not as clear as I think I am, for sure. Okay, so I hope you like this activity and get to use it with your students. Thanks so much. If you are interested in using these activities, feel free to go to our website and download the mats for free. Our website is kendorelearning.com/store, and these are available for free download. So I hope you enjoy them. Thanks so much.